As we're back this time talking about another controversial disqualification ending at UFC Vegas last night. This time it was due to a medical inability to continue. We see Markos deliver an upkick on her opponent. The opponent's head snaps back, seems to go down, and then people kind of question whether or not she was kind of acting or basically giving a performance, whether she could really continue or not. So if we break down it medically, was it possible to have the severity of the symptoms that she was complaining and that led to the inability to continue, and really kind of concerning looking appearance where she doesn't seem to know where she is, and was even carried off the octagon by her team, actually physically carried back to the back locker room. So if we review that tape, when we see Markos deliver that upkick, it does, hit her on the front of the cheek, and her head does snap back. It does seem to be a sudden motion. It'd be similar to any really kind of like front cross or punch or front kick or something that would snap the head back. So that, especially with a lower extremity or the leg could deliver a lot more power than an upper extremity or punch. So if Markos was able to get her hips into it and her lower extremity, you can generate a lot more force with your lower extremity. Knocking the head and delivering that kind of blow could have given enough energy to give her like a concussion or the amount of head trauma where she wasn't able to continue. So as the cameras follow her and she's on the ground, we see her, she's very wide-eyed, she sees very disoriented, doesn't seem to remember or know what exactly is going on. And then we overhear that she was asking the referee if she had lost the fight. And we kind of see those types of questions after somebody does get knocked out and they don't remember what happened. So certainly the ringside physician was involved in this scenario. The referee definitely would be calling in the ringside physician. And when we come and examine that, basically any concern of any mental inability to be at that full potential, we unfortunately need to call that fight. And I would say we should probably give her the benefit of the doubt. I think when it comes down to it, she's probably the only one who would truly know whether or not she was fully affected to that severity. But if you're asking me from a medical standpoint, would an upkick be able to deliver that much energy? Absolutely. We've seen several fighters actually get knocked out or lose consciousness from upkicks. So certainly has the potential to cause the symptoms that we saw. And if we look from another angle, it actually looks like her head may have even bounced off the octagon afterwards. So hope she's doing well. I do think from a medical standpoint, it certainly does seem something that would be reasonable that would have caused it. Nevertheless, it was an illegal move. We can't penalize the fighter who's on the receiving end of an illegal move. And once the ringside physician is called in, if there's any concern of any mental inability to continue, or if they just not seem like they have full awareness or any deficits whatsoever, like they don't know where they are or what's going on, or basically if they're acting or thinking a little bit slowly or delayed, we have to call that fight. So that's my breakdown on what happened medically. Absolutely medically feasible that it could have resulted in the consequences that we saw. Wish her all the best, and until then, we'll see you guys here next time. If you guys enjoy breakdowns like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'm going to be putting on a new one very shortly here on the main event. So make sure you guys check that one out. Check out some of the previous videos, and we'll see you guys here next time.